Hello, this is the Ramblings of an Undisciplined Mind podcast for Wednesday, September 21st, 2016. As of this recording, I gotta stop saying that. It feels so weird not to say as of this recording's here, still missing. Every day I just I got used to it. And obviously there I kind of slipped up. It's Video Game Wednesday. And so I thought I'd talk about a video game I've been playing. I've gotten back into my Minecraft PE. In case you're wondering, PE stands for Pocket Edition, and that is the edition that they've released for, I think there's a Windows version and Android, which is what I play it on, and also iOS. And I'd had a world that I've been in quite a bit, and I've done a lot of caving and whatnot, and it's called New Gizmo Nia. And I've been there for quite some time. I actually, yesterday, on the Ramblings of an Undisciplined Mind blog, which is at undisciplinedmind.blogspot.com or .blogger.com. I think both will work, actually. I left a post there of New Gizmo Nia, of what I built there. I have a house in the sky. I have a few other things. I haven't done a bunch of crazy builds there. The house in the sky was the big project. But this world had problems. In the newer releases, a couple 3 releases ago, they have added achievements with Xbox Live. So you make a wooden sword, you get an achievement, and it adds into your gamer score in Xbox Live. And I was noticing that while I could get to the list of achievements, what I was doing in New Gizmo Nia was not adding achievements of any kind. So that was weird. And then I also had something strange go on where the area immediately around my house would not spawn any hostile mobs, which isn't totally bad. But for a while there, I used this launcher program that also gave me some cheats. I could do things like switch between survival mode, which is the base mode, and that's where hostile mobs spawn and they can kill you and you can die, and you're limited by gravity and all this, and you are limited by resources, by what you can find, mine, kill, grow, what have you. So like the non-hostile mobs, like the cows and sheep and the pigs and chickens would still spawn there, but not the hostile mobs. And I thought, wow, is it like turned off for every place? And I went to a little village that's nearby, and I don't know if it was like worse. It felt worse. It was like, holy crap, because I went over there and there were some zombies, which I'm used to. But then there's a skeleton horse, which I'd never seen before. That's a new mob in MCPE, as it's called, and I've never seen that before. And what happens is, if you get near the skeleton horse, lightning strikes, and all of a sudden you're fighting 4 skeletons on top of more skeleton horses. But the original skeleton horse is still there, and I fought it once. I was like, holy crap, what is this? There was lightning, and there's all of a sudden these guys appearing. It's just like, But something was kind of messed up. You get experience as you do things, and this program had a bug, and every time I went into it, it would double my experience. So so it was at like 500 and some odd experience points. And as I said, the achievements weren't unlocking for me. So I thought, well, let's start a new world, and maybe it'll work for me in a new world. It turns out that's exactly what I needed. I found out later, because they've actually thrown up a warning now in a new version that's coming out of MCPE, that if you you have a survival world and you switch to creative, and then you switch back to survival. Once you go to creative and then go back, achievements are permanently disabled for that world for the end of time. So that's why I wasn't getting that. But I think there's some other things wrong. So I've started a new world. I wasn't sure what to call it. I start off spawning right by a grassy bank, and there's an ocean in front of me, and there's woods behind me, and there's some cave. There's a cave system that's right there, and I made myself a little temporary shelter, and that worked for a couple of days in game, but it was kind of annoying because I did it kind of like at the entrance to this cave, and then what happened is I would get skeletons that would hang out at the entrance of the cave. There was space and sunlight. They can't go out in sunlight because they will burn. But they could stand there, and if I came out my little door, if I came out my front door there, then they're shooting at me. And so, okay, so I need to find, it was just a temporary little, it was just this little space, and I built walls and put a door, and so I could start gathering materials and yet have some place safe to hole up at night when all the monsters are spawning and roaming around. And so I came out and said, okay, I need to figure out where I'm going to build a new house. Now, I kind of like being up in the air. The whole reason I did the house in the air in New Gizmo Nia was so that when I'm at my house, I don't have to worry about the hostile mobs because they can't get to me. I built this thing. Once it was done, it's totally detached from the ground. I get up to it through a minecart, and the minecart launches me. The track does not actually touch the house. It actually launches me in the air, and I land on a landing pad. So mobs can't get to me, even if one were to follow the thing and get there. I don't think they could jump that far. And getting down, I drop down in a pool of water. So I kind of like the idea of being up a little bit from ground level, just to keep the mobs at bay, at least as far as the main living area. And I get looking around, and in the place where you spawn, there's a lot of horses. I got to tame a horse because there's 3 or 4 horses there all the dang time. So I've got to do that. But I look around, and there's another biome. I forget what they call it. Taiga? I think it's called Taiga. And it's got these spruce trees. They're just super tall, with just leaves at the very, very top. So you got all this wood, and I thought, I could build a tree house. And so I am in the middle of building a 3-level tree house on that tree. I've got a little temporary farm set up. I've actually got a plan in my noggin for a major farm building. I'm planning on using redstone to do some harvesting. If you don't know what redstone is, it's a way that you can build circuits within Minecraft, which is kind of fun. I've done a little bit of redstone, not a ton, but I'm going to try a couple of farming builds that Jack Frost Miner and some of the other guys I watch that play Minecraft Pocket Edition have done. So I'm going to kind of steal from them a little bit. I will eventually have a blog post, I think, at the Undisciplined Mind blog with the new world, which I've since named Gizmo's Treehouse. I also went and because it's been so long, it's probably been a couple of years since I've looked at whatever the heck I had done in Gizmo Nia. I got on there and looked. Now, the problem with Gizmo Nia is it's a very small world because back then they limited the size of the world. Now worlds are infinite. But I had built, a nice little house, and I was going for more of a. It's not really a castle, but it's got some castle-like features, and it's pretty nice. It's got a nice lookout. I've got a mine track that is going underneath the water. So I'm going to have to do another blog post about that one here. Yeah, so if you want to check out what was going on in New Gizmo Nia, the blog post does have pictures. I took several pictures and added them there, so you can see it. The house in the air does have what every house in the air needs, and that it's a swimming pool. Yes, I built a swimming pool in the air in survival. Yes, I did. And that was before I found the cheating app that let me fly. And eventually I'll probably, once I get things a little bit further along than what they are now, because things are still pretty ugly. I've actually started over twice on the Gizmo's Treehouse world, because I was playing and the wife asked me to do something, whatever, and so I put the game on the options menu, and usually that paused the game. While you're there, nothing's happening. And so I got there and I turned the tablet off, went and did whatever. I came back. I can't remember we ate or what, but it was a little while later, half an hour later or so, and I go to get back into it, and I get off the option menu. It's like, you died. I'm like, what the heck? And the problem was I could not remember where I was. And so therefore I could not go and get all my stuff. So as far as all of I still had, obviously what I built already was there, but as far as getting all my tools and everything the resources I gathered that I had on my person, I had to totally start over on that. So I learned that lesson too. But yeah, it's been fun. I've been enjoying it. I'm looking forward to getting more stuff done. I at some point, and you'll see this when I do the blog post, there is right across. So I'm on this little, I don't even want to call it. Well, there's land and there's a river. A river runs through it. All right, and so on my side of the river, it's all grass and trees and whatnot. And then on the other side of the river, there's this big cliff kind of thing that's all stone, and the top of it is totally flat. And I look at that, and it's just like begging for like a big castle to be built on it. So at some point, I'm gonna have to go a castle and build a big castle. And I'm thinking what I want to do is then have like a drawbridge that's coming across the river. So I have easy access to the farm and all that. I think that's going to be really cool. So that's going to be a massive build. I do need to finish up the treehouse. It's pretty sparse at this point. I want to finish that up, and then I want to do the farm, and then probably be castle time. So yeah, that's something on the horizon for that. But it's something nice I can play. I can play it, like if the wife wants to watch the baseball game, I can just sit there next to her and play it. I don't have to go upstairs to the Xbox or be using the computer. So it's a fun game to play in that. But I can literally sit there for hours, and I spent a lot of time over the weekend when I was just kind of killing time. This weekend's gonna be a little harder because there's stuff going on, but I'm hoping to spend a little bit of time on it. But we will see how everything shakes out. Anyway, I'm gonna let that be that for today. I will be back tomorrow. I will be talking to you then. So, be seeing you.